Good morning, students. Previous class we were discussing the electrical energy, electric power, and electrical work. Okay. Electrical energy and electrical power formula is V into I. Other formulas also I gave you: I square R or V square per R. These formulas please remember. Electric power, and if we require energy, is nothing but equal to power into time. Electric energy, this power symbol is capital P. We take electric energy is nothing but equal to U or capital E. We can take is power into time, which is nothing but equal to same formula into T. VIT we can take VIT or I square or T or V square by R into T, just into time into T. So what is the practical unit of electrical energy also we have discussed here. Units of electric energy. Practical unit of electric energy is kilowatt hour. Maybe sometimes written with the space between, just written as so as symbol kWh or HR megawatt kilowatt hours. 1 kilowatt hour is 1 unit. 1 unit means 1 electric unit. In the houses you get the electric bill based on this only. 1 electric unit. 1 electric unit is equals to 1 kilowatt hours, which is equals to 10 to the power of 3 in watt. 10 to the power of 3 watt into 1 hour. 1 hour is nothing but equal to 60 into 60 seconds, which is 10 to the power of 36 into 10 to the power of 5 watt seconds, which is nothing but equal to joules. So 1 kilowatt hour, 1 kilowatt hour or 1 electrical unit energy value you have to remember, or 3.6 to the power of 6 also you can remember. Okay, this is very important value to remember. Sometimes they will ask you in terms of the electron volts conversions. How do you convert it? Is 1 electron volt if you take 1 electron volt is charge of electron magnitude, but expressed in joules. 1.6 to the power of minus 19 joules. So 1 joule equal to 1 by E value. This is 36 to the power of 5 joules. So 1 joule is nothing but equal to 1 by 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 in electron volts. 1 by charge of the electron is nothing but equal to 6.25. This is 6.25 to the power of 18. We have got this term before. Number of electrons is 1 coulomb charge. How many electrons in 1 coulomb charge is 1 by E, value of E. This is 1 by E, value of the charge of the electron. That will be 6.25 to the power of 18 electrons you get. But whenever 1 by E is there, we have to remember this relation. So 1 joule value is nothing but equal to 6.25 to the power of 18 in terms of electron volts. Now we want 1 kilowatt in electron volts. This is only for the numerical purposes, not other cases. 1 joule, this is nothing but equal to 36 or 3.6. 3.6 into 10 to the power of 6 into 6.25 into 10 to the power of 18 electron volts. Yes, you check out the calculation of this. Verify yourself. This is required only for the numerical purposes, not otherwise. And rate units they will give is if they give you 1 unit of electrical energy. Cost if they give you 1 unit of electric energy as a rate is X rupees. Then how much you are using? If you use N units, N units, then it is how much? Just take the cross multiplication, you will get the relation for this number of units here. And if you are using the power bulbs, how many wattage power? What you convert this is nothing but equal to whatever you are using in the houses, you must convert into kilowatt hours. For example, you are using 10 electric bulbs each of watt, each bulbs, each of power 100 watts. Working means they are switched on for 1 hour. Or I will take 1 hour daily. You are using 10 bulbs. Each power is 100 watt. How much you are using per day is 1 hour. So you will be asked to find out what is the rate of the bill will be given. How many kilowatt hours you are using per month, and bill rate if it is given, you have to find out how much per day. 1 unit cost is say 5 rupees. 1 unit cost is, let us say 2 rupees. In Karnataka it is very high. 2 rupees is rupees 2. Find the bill amount in the time of 1 month. 1 month of 30 days. Percentage, let us take 30 days. So whatever power you are using, that power converted into energy. Power in time itself is energy. So what is the power you are using is 100 watts. 10 bulbs are there. 10 bulbs means total power how much becomes is 100 into 10, 1000 watts means 1 kilowatt. Total power. Answer we are discussing. Total power is nothing but equal to number of bulbs into power of each bulb. If not identical bulbs, general problem given is identical bulbs only. This is only for competitive they ask it. Per peak it is so far not asked. Okay, but maybe in future. So in case you are given different devices, fan wattage, TV wattage, different units, you have to add all the powers and total power you take. Total power P is equals to number of bulbs into power of each bulb. Power of each, which is equals to 10 into 100, which is nothing but equal to 1000 watts, which is equals to 1 kilowatt. 1000 watt is 1 kilowatt. And time T is equals to every day 1 hour, but you have to calculate bill for 1 month. 1 month means 30 days are there. So total how many hours is 30 hours it becomes. Total time T is equals to 30 days into 1 hour day, which is equal to 30 hours. 30 hours. If they are given in seconds, etc., must convert into hours only. So what is the unit electrical energy becomes is power in time. Energy used, electrical energy used. Is equals to power into time. Power is 1000 watts, means 1 kilowatt, into time is 30 hours, which is 1 kilowatt, 30 kilowatt hours. 30 kilowatt hours. And rate is 1 unit rate is 2 rupees. So what is the bill amount becomes is into 2 rupees. Bill rate. Bill rate is given as 1 unit. 1 electrical unit is equals to, that means 1 kilowatt is equals to 2 rupees. So how many units we got is 30 kilowatt hours. 30 units equal to how much? Take it as the x cross multiply. So we get x equal to 60 rupees. X equal to 30 into 2 rupees. Is equals to 60. if different devices are given, you just add up all the powers. That's all. They may give sometimes, very rarely, different devices, different timings also may be given. So separately calculate the energies and they calculate the total energy. Separate each device is separately calculate and total energy calculate, because all bulbs may not be used for 1 hour. In one room, if you switch on this, other room, some other timings may be running. So you have to calculate separately and add up the energies, total energy, and at total energy you get, it means you can convert it to kilowatt hours. Watt hours you get to convert it to kilowatt hours, and billing amount you get. Next is electric cell or assembly cell. Cell or electric cell. It is also called as an on battery cell. Cell means enclosed, closed from all sides. Any room if you have taken, that is called as a cell. Okay. And this cell, electric cell, we are discussing electrical charges, not the biological cells and other cells. Even room can also be called as a cell, J is called as a cell. Cell is different. SAL, cell is different. So cell, electric cell or battery cell. What is this cell is? It is an electrical device. It is a device which converts chemical energy. Many chemicals will have energy inside, that is called as chemical potential energy. Not in motion, means they have stored energy. It is always called as a potential energy. So any chemicals you can means chemical potential energy. What cell basically contains inside is electrolytes. Cell inside contains electrolytes, and connections are taken from outside from connectors, connecting points that are called electrodes. So inside the cell, what is present is electrolytes. Cell is electric cell. Here, cell is an electric device which converts chemical energy to electrical energy, chemical energy to or into electric energy, chemical energy to electric energy. Okay. What cell contains? Cell contains electrolytes and electrodes. Two different type of electrodes, not same kind of materials. They are called as different materials. They must be connectors. Or carbon also used. Carbon as a carbon rod is a good conductor of electricity. Otherwise, it is a semiconductor actually concept. Cell contain electrolytes. Electrolyte. What is this electrolyte? Electrolyte is a chemical in which it is possible to separate positive and negative ions. Electrolyte, that is called as electrolyte. In electrolyte, we can easily separate plus ions and minus ions. So that's called as electrolyte. Cell contain electrolytes in which positive, negative ions can move in opposite directions. Can move easily in opposite directions. Or you can split also. The electrolyte can be split into ions, positive and negative ions, which are able to move in opposite directions. Which can move in opposite directions when current is passed or when current is produced. And also it contains what is electrodes. It contains two electrodes. It different conductors. Of different type of conductors. They should not have the same type of conductors, two different type of conductors. If you take the dry cell, dry cell is the one we use in the houses. Generally we use in the torch light or TV remote controls or even you wall clocks. We use the cells. They are all called the dry cells, not chargeable cells. In these dry cells, they are not actually dry. Inside you find the manganese dioxide and ammonium chloride mixed paste will be there. That is actually like an electrolyte for us. But when it completely becomes dry, it won't work. Complete drying up, it won't work. Wetness is required inside. That is why when the current passed, sometimes the liquid used to leak out. To avoid the liquid leakage, they started covering up with the metal. This iron metal is used to cover it up. It has two endpoints. One is positive terminal, another one is negative terminal. Positive terminal is electrode, which is a carbon rod, but on the top it is covered with a metal tip, brass tip will be used. And zinc is used as a negative terminal, and that is also covered with the metal. This is a steel actually. What you are seeing from outside is the steel. In the olden days, this covering was not there. Directly you could see the zinc covering outside. That is negative terminal. That means it contains a zinc. This is a zinc, negative terminal, and center we have the carbon. This is a carbon. And this is a tip will be taken. This is nothing but positive electrodes. This is carbon. Carbon rod is used as a positive electrode, and you will find the electron in between. Okay, the zinc container, but they should not touch here. Actually, they should be isolated with the help of insulators. Plastic can be used. What it is, cardboard was used, but it can be used plastic also between, so that these electrodes should not touch each other anywhere outside. And current will be passing whenever the connection is done from plus to minus with the help of a battery, bulb or something. If you connect when it starts going, current starts passing. Inside electrolyte, positive and negative ions moving in the opposite directions. Functional itself will not be asked for you. Okay, only after this, what I am going to discuss now, few points, they are not important for your examination, they don't ask you. Just require some points. So what is this cell contains is electrolytes and two electrodes. This is one electrode, this is another electrode. And then we have electrolytes. For example, if you take electrolyte like H2SO4, dilute H2SO4, two electrodes you have to use, and two different metals must be used. So if I take the two electrodes, you insert into that, H2SO4 splits into H2 and SO4. This is -2 plus 2 ions. This -2 plus 2 ions is separate is possible and able to travel in the opposite direction. You can take any liquids, every ion, even your saliva contains ions some amount. So every liquid what you generally see, unless you take the pure alcohol, that is cannot be split into ions. Okay, water cannot be split into ions. Polarized, of course. But ion splitting is HCl can be split, H2SO4 can be split. But every liquid will have some acidity inside. Means sodium chloride. Even sodium chloride can be split. Salt if you add into water, NaCl. This is a minus, this will be plus. So this can also split into ions. Means not pure water, but water mixed with sulfuric acid, HCl, or sodium chloride, they can be split into ions. So that's nothing but electrolyte. Two different electrodes here. Two different means carbon, zinc not compulsory. Generally zinc is more negative, which is having more negativity, positivity in chemistry you will be learning that. So that is preferred here actually, but not necessary. You can take one copper, another one iron, or if you take brass, iron, brass, copper, like the different metals you have to choose. Zinc, copper, like the different materials. You have to choose electronegativity, electropositivity you will be learning in chemistry. The one which is easy to lose the electrons, you easily gain the electrons, electron affinity also. Based on that, you have to choose the best electrodes different. But you require basically any two different metals. Okay, if you do different metals you have taken, and you connect here the resistance. That resistance can be a bulb resistance. If you connect the battery cell, battery bulb current means what you are taking is the filament has a resistance. That is the resistance is outside. Okay, and whenever this, for example, let us think this is not connected, open circuit, it's called open circuit. Open circuit resistance is infinity. Current cannot pass through this open place. If resistance is not there outside, Then resistance is there, current is not possible, resistance is there, how much it will be? Infinity. Okay, not finite. Finite means measurable. Infinite means not which not measurable. That's so high it is. So these two different electrodes, if you are taken, this is electrolyte you are taken, then plus minus ions will be there. They cannot move it. Whenever this closed circuit is not there, charges will not move. When closed circuit is formed, only charges will start moving. So the one which is connected one, this is the for that one I will take the elements. So it is carbon. Is nothing but equal to zinc here. Then carbon becomes more positive, zinc becomes more negative. Positive and negative. So with respect to this electrolyte, this will be at higher potential than the electrolyte, and this will be at lower potential than the electrolyte. This I will take as A, this I will take as a B. This point is C, this point is A. Just to understand the point in the electrolyte. Okay. So if this not connected also, this will be at higher potential. Electrodes, variation of the different materials, electron concentration makes a difference on the potential already. This positive terminal, if you are talking about the positive terminal means for VA is positive terminal. Positive voltage. That means VA is more, has a potential more than that of VC. Its voltage is more than that of C. Okay, and B is at low potential than that of B. Same electrode. Okay, but electrode C is same electrolyte. Electrolyte means if it is open circuit, same electrolyte will have the same potentials. There is no potential difference from one point to other point within the electrolyte. It is neutral. Everything is neutral here. Everything is neutral electrically. But inside only ions are moving in the opposite directions. When current is passing, current is also neutral only. Electrical neutral. Why neutral? Number of protons equal to number of electrons, which is neutral. You are making electrons travel from one atom to other atom, jumping only. One atom to other atom traveling means atom itself is electrically neutral. So conductor carrying current is electrically neutral only. So here electrolyte is also same thing. Ions are moving in opposite direction, but it is electrically neutral. So movement of ions makes what a potential difference produced. Electrons will be conventional current travel from high potential to low potential. Electrons travel in reverse directions. Okay. Inside what happens? Is this electron? This positive means what happens is this side positive ions are traveling. This side what is happening is negative ions are traveling. So positive ions come here and take the electrons from this electron. Okay. Like sulfuric acid is there. Sulfuric acid to become neutral, what it takes is 2 electrons can take wherever it strikes. That strikes the negative electron and takes the 2 electrons. This negative electron keeps on corroded, means it heats up, losing electrons. So what is happens here is the electrons are taken here, and the current starts flowing like this. The direction of the positive current, positive ions motion. Direction of the positive ion motion will take the conventional current. But inside the electron only ions are there. Outside this what you have is only flow of electrons. Electrons are flowing here, more number of electrons will be going like this. This is the flow of electrons and conventional current direction will take is opposite direction. If it is open circuit, no current is. Only for closed circuit only current will be there, because current means motion of electrons required for the closed path. Otherwise there is no current. Open circuit means potential difference is there but not a current pass. So if I take the open circuit, what are the potential differences produced? Two different conductors automatically produce a potential difference with the adjacent material. So the potential difference between A and B means these two conductor and this conductor. This VA minus VB potential difference itself is called as a electromotive force, EMF. I am going to discuss the definition of this. Electromotive force is a potential difference between the electrodes of the two electrodes. Potential difference between the two electrodes when the current is not passing through the cell. When current is not there, then the potential difference itself is called as a electromotive force. Okay, but when you close this circuit, then current starts passing here. Then now you have the two resistances. One is the external resistance. Another resistance is inside this electrolyte. This metal also, this electrolyte also has some resistance. This electrolytes also some resistance is there. The resistance is called as the internal resistance. Smaller will be the symbol, always fixed symbol. External resistance capital, smaller is the internal resistance of the cell. Now current has to pass through the external resistance also, internal resistance also. Now what are the potential difference we have between these two? We are seeing only the external resistance. We are not seeing what is happening inside the cell. We just see external resistance only. So what happens if voltage across the cell is nothing but equal to V equal to I into R. I is our passing means I into R we see. V equal to IR. If you measure this voltage, you will see only VIR, not this resistance current. But actually what is the total voltage is IR, this IR plus I into smaller. Same current has to pass in the two resistors in series. Okay. So what happens is total voltage is supposed to be equal to I into total voltage, that itself is EMF. It is nothing but equal to I into R plus small I into R plus R. Total voltage is supposed to be equal to I into R plus R. This is IR plus IR. This IR what we are seeing, I into capital itself is V, what we are seeing outside. So this becomes is VA minus VB, previously what we discussed is EMF. So EMF is equals to V plus IR is the relationship between the EMF and potential difference. I will repeat this again in the next class. Here EMF is what? EMF is the potential difference of a cell when current is not there. That is actually total voltage. It is nothing but total voltage. What we are seeing is when current is not passing. Okay. But when current is passing, what we measure is only outside measure we can see, we cannot measure inside. So what happens here is V equal to IR, what we are measuring is called as a terminal potential difference. This V is called as a potential difference with the two terminals. When current is passing is called as a terminal potential difference. Whereas EMF is a potential difference with the electrodes when current is not passing. So definition what we take for the potential difference generally we take is potential difference is nothing but work done to move a unit charge from one point to other point with the electric field. So whenever the potential difference is produced, automatically electric field is produced, so charges are moving. Okay, we are not talking about electric field here. So V equal W by Q, but here V we are using only for the two terminals outside the cell only. So potential difference is a work done to move the charge across the external resistance only. That is a terminal potential difference. What about the EMF? EMF is there always, but we are not seeing it when current is passing. So EMF is making, it is a voltage only. EMF is electromotive force. EMF is electromotive force. Name is force, but it is a misnomer. Means not actually name. Previously they thought it is a force, but actually it is a voltage. Potential difference only. What is the potential difference makes is it makes the charges to travel through external resistance also, internal resistance also. The work done to move the charge, that is EMF. Work done to move the charge, this is also work done only again, same charge through the external resistance also, internal resistance also. Here this is work done to move the charge only through external resistance. This is work done to move the charge through external resistance plus internal resistance. That is nothing but EMF. EMF will be always more than terminal potential difference if the current is taken out of the cell. Every battery cell, you find the plus minus written. Positive electron, negative electron, one thing. Second thing is value will be written on it as 1.5 volts. 1.5 volts means that is EMF, not a terminal potential difference. So if you take the voltmeter and connect across this, when current is not passing, ideal voltmeter, perfect voltmeter which should not take current, current should not come out through the voltmeter also. Then whatever you measure, the voltage should be 1.5. Okay, if you connect it to the battery cell and connect across this one bulb, current is passing, bulb is glowing. Now you take the voltmeter, connect across this, you will see the voltage less than 1.5 volts. What why? Because you are measuring the terminal PD when current is passing. Terminal PD is only extra voltage across the electric bulb filament resistance only, not considering the internal resistance into account. Okay, so the EMF and terminal potential difference will be asked. Definition also asked. Difference will also asked for the 2 marks questions or 3 marks questions. Take the terminals. This point I will repeat again at the end of the topic once again about the cells. And in these two types of cells are the chargeable cells in not chargeable cells. Dry cells, what you in the homework, not chargeable, the EMF will be 1.5 volts. Chargeable cells, EMF will be 1.2 volts. Mobile phone cells, they are chargeable. They are called secondary cells. Chargeable means secondary, not chargeable means primary cells. And when after prolonged use, current decreases because what happens is dry up or the concentration changes from this electrolyte. Internal resistance increases. Whenever the internal resistance increases, the pH value of this material chemical electrolyte changes. Internal resistance increases, current decreases. That's why when the batteries after prolonged use, they stop working because of the increase of the internal resistance. So again, you have to make the take the increase and change the internal resistance. This is possible to during recharge. Again, it can be working. But some lead acid cells, no lead acid cells, we have to add the water to dilute it, so that internal resistance again decreases. Diluted resistance decreases. Concentrated resistance increases, internal resistance. Whenever the resistance increases, current always decreases. So next we take the definitions of electromotive force and terminal PD. Electromotive force. Electromotive force. Short we call as a EMF, this electromotivation. First they thought it is a force definition, but later changed it.